Hello everyone, thank you for being here and thank you for that welcome. It's an honor to be here from the Attorney General's office to talk to all of you today. I want to start by emphasizing that while I'm here today, I'm not by a long shot the only one in our office doing this important work. There's actually people at our office downtown right now. There's people here in the crowd from our office, and I'd ask everyone to join me in a quick round of applause for the people doing this important work. There have been a lot of sleepless nights and long hours and weekends over the last several months as we've been preparing and bringing cases to block President Trump's fascist policies. And yes, thank you. And under the leadership of our Attorney General, Nick Brown, we have been able to achieve a lot. We have filed 22 lawsuits just in the last 5 months. We'll get there soon. It was 21 when I wrote the draft speech, and it's 22 today. So we've won many important victories. When Donald Trump tried to end birthright citizenship for babies born in this country just because their parents are here to escape persecution or to work or to study, we went to court and we won. When Donald Trump tried to make it a crime for parents and doctors to provide health care for transgender youth, we went to court and we won. And when Donald Trump tried to dismantle the Department of Education and tried to take billions of dollars away from public health funding for our state, we went to court and we won. The list goes on, and I can tell you we are preparing right now for more cases. Right now, the team at the office is getting ready in case Trump tries to do here what he did in California with the National Guard, and we will be ready. So we have already accomplished a lot, and we will accomplish a lot more, but I want to emphasize 2 things about why all of us are here today. The first is that the courts alone cannot save us. The courts alone cannot save us. Donald Trump, in his first term, appointed hundreds of federal judges, including 3 Supreme Court justices. Yes. And many of them, unfortunately, are more loyal to him than to the Constitution. And we cannot count on them to save us. And even when they do rule in our favor, we cannot count on Trump to follow their orders. So we need to win, not just in court, but also in the court of public opinion, right? We need to show Trump, and we need to show Congress, and we need to show the media, and we need to show everyone who's not here today that we are the majority, that Donald Trump is the extremist. We do not support his agenda. Most Americans do not want a country of hate, of chaos, of profound inequality. We do not want our military used for birthday parades and for political theater in Los Angeles, right? Most of all, we don't want a king. We want a functioning democracy where we respect each other and we respect the rule of law. That's what we're all here today to show, and that's why I'm so appreciative that all of you are here today to send that message loud and clear. Yes. And the second message I want to send is that to win over that public opinion, to show that we are the majority, we need to show that Donald Trump is lying when he claims that we are some fringe extremist group. We are the majority. We are here to exercise peacefully our First Amendment rights to protest against his terrible policies. Donald Trump is the one who wants chaos and violence. We want to be here peacefully to protest and tell him that's not what we want, that's not who we are. So let's make that clear today. So to wrap up, I'd like to ask you all to join me in a chant that's become kind of an informal motto at the AG's office. A couple of months ago, our Attorney General, Nick Brown, was asked at an event what he wanted Trump to do. And he said, it's very simple. I want them to follow the damn law, right? Follow the damn law. It's not that complicated. So I ask you to join me in a chant. Follow the damn law. 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 All right. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for the support.
Give it up one more time for Solicitor General Noah Brazil.
And you were just listening to a representative from Attorney General Nick Brown's office speaking in Cal Anderson Park in Seattle right now during one of several No Kings rallies happening across Washington state. Let's get out now to Olympia, back to Drew Mickelson. Drew, you described something like thousands of people gathering there on Capitol Way, and you're starting to talk to some folks in the crowd.
Yeah, Farah, there's about 5,000 plus people. That's what the Washington State Patrol says have gathered here on the front porch of the Washington State Capitol, if you will. A lot of folks are trying to get people to honk for them on Capitol Way, the main drag as you're heading out of town onto I-5. But there are also folks who are just sitting pretty and enjoying the sun that just came out. And one of them is Sharon from Lacey. Sharon, what brings you out to the Capitol today?
Democracy, and how are we going to save it in this democracy is so important to this country. To me, I'm an aging adult, elder, if you will, and it's not just about the money, it's about the freedom of speech, it's for the freedom of our children that are growing up in this supposed autocracy that is coming our way under Project 2025. So I don't normally do this, but it's my turn to step up and sound out.
You live in Lacey, not far from here, the town next over. A lot of demonstrations here at the Capitol campus over the years. I'm sure you've maybe driven by and seen. Have you ever been moved to get involved like you are right now?
I'm involved, but no, not until I retired. Now I have the time to really be out and be involved and speak out and do my part.
And what do you think of this crowd? It's
amazing.
And it's not just aging adults, as you called yourself. We've seen kids out here, college students. What does that say?
We're all in it together. As the slogan says, we're all in it together. We've got to stick together, stay together, and be safe.
Is there one element of the current administration that has you the most concerned? I see you have a couple of messages here on your sign, but what is it that concerns you the most, that brings you out today?
Actually, I am educated enough to really understand, and I'm concerned about the Supreme Court actually and upholding our laws that are on the books and the people that this president has put into office. Having worked in government, there's a lot of really good people that work there, and we've got to protect it. They're not lazy as this administration is saying. I've looked both public and private sector.
I think there'll be some people giving speeches. Are you going to get up and give a speech today, or are you just here to?
No, I'm here to listen and speak out if I have to, but I will listen. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time, Sharon, and thank you, your friend Deanna. Enjoy the afternoon and the sun that has come out. So you can see there are folks who are quietly demonstrating. There are some folks banging drums and getting people to honk horns. We have not had any reports of any incidents. There was a march through downtown Olympia prior to the event here at 11. Police said that there were not any problems there. The State Patrol is monitoring the situation, but they say that folks have every right to be out here, and they are going to support that right. But if there is any kind of law being broken, then things will change. But at this point, we haven't seen any of that. So live in Olympia, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.
Drew, thanks so much. Let's get back out to the Midwest for a live look in Chicago. This is the No Kings rally here along North Wabash Avenue. This is a very busy area, typically of the downtown Chicago area, right in front of Trump Tower. But we have already seen that police and the emergency management group in Chicago have announced that they are going to be rolling any traffic closures. So far, no issues have been reported out of Chicago in terms of any violence or any clashes. We did learn that Police were lining the streets there in Chicago so that folks could rally through the area. They plan to get back to Daley Plaza, but making a stop in front of Trump Tower was part of the route in Chicago. Let's get back out to Seattle, where Representative Pramila Jayapal is speaking in Cal Anderson Park.
States Member of Congress, my colleague LaMonica McIver, and the assault and the handcuffing of a U.S. Senator Alex Padilla. And this morning, the assassination of Minnesota lawmakers, even as the Proud Boys are circulating memes on their social media channels saying, shoot a couple and the rest will go home. Well, I am here with you to say we are going to stand up for our country, because we know that violence isn't just from the muzzle of a gun. Rounding up our neighbors is political violence. The suppression of free speech is political violence. Republican legislation that cruelly kicks people off of health care and food stamps is political violence. The existence of so many assault rifles on our streets and in our schools is political. Experience every day in the halls of Congress, in the committee rooms, on the floor of the House is political violence. And all violence, especially political violence, is a communally felt experience. So let us feel it. Huddle in, hug your loved ones. Breathe in of not being alone. Breathe in the power of a growing movement for democracy, because we are here together. We are stronger. We are here to take back our country from any and all pretenders who want to be king. We are here to stand up to the tyrants and their enablers who want to bend the nation to them, to the dictators and the authoritarians who have forgotten why and how our country was formed. You're shocked, and you're not shocked at all, because targeting on a mass scale, especially by a pretender to be king, begets targeting on a small scale. And if you're like me, and you're honest about it, you might be afraid. I'm not ashamed to say I've got moments of fear. Of course I do, so do you. But I and you are more than simply afraid. We are furious. We are outraged. And we are courageous, because never forget that courage is not acting when you have no fear. It is acting despite the fact that you are afraid. It is about stepping up for others, even when the risk to me might be less. It's about allowing our compassion to be present and our hearts to ache. It is about using our anger, our collective action that resists this violence with our nonviolent resistance and our non-cooperation. Now listen, the best way to fight wannabe kings and authoritarians who don't listen to the Constitution, who don't listen to Congress or the courts, is to build the strength and the power of the people. To remind those wannabe kings that power does not flow from the top down, it flows from the bottom up, happening around us is not disconnected and singular. That rounding up is directly tied to the militarization of our communities, is directly tied to of dissent, and the elimination of due process is directly tied to the elimination of health care and food and education, directly tied to the control of women's bodies, and the bullying of trans kids is directly tied to the violence across all these realms. Because it is ultimately, it is all about the concentration of power of a wannabe king. We say no kings. Our job is not to wait for some big moment to occur. I like big moments, but not to wait for some big moment to occur. Our job is to create those big moments with many smaller acts of resistance that build upon each other and build our own courage and capacity to resist with effective ways to fight democratic backsliding, about how we increase the numbers of people that participate and the numbers of events that happen and the way in which we are. So if you're ready to do that, I want to invite you to sign up for my resistance trainings, and you're going to hear from some incredible people after me who participated in those trainings. In just 2.5 months, we've had over 30,000 people sign up from all 50 states across the country. And so please go to resistancelab.us to sign up for the next ones, which are in July. We're going to give you the tools, the knowledge, the understanding that you need to protect our democracy. Now, I want you to know that being here today is really important. It is not performative. Recognize that right now, you are part of events across America, perhaps the largest protest in the history of America. That may be the day when you show up. And I want you to know that your resistance has already been working. Kilma was brought back to the United States because of your resistance. Mahmoud Khalil, Rameza Osterk, and Khan Suri were all released because of your resistance. And yes, the giant wannabe king even did a giant 180 on our raids, nominally directing DHS and ICE to stop raids on farm workers and hospitality workers. That is because of your resistance. You trust him? I don't trust him. So that's not enough. But I want you to in people's victories and fortify yourself with the fact that resistance works. We are here to say no kings in America.